found out my girlfriend was secretly sending my pay stubs to her friends, just to prove I was wife material. So I quietly opened a separate account. A week later, she said, "Where's rent?" I just said, "Ask your group chat," and blocked her. I found out my girlfriend was sending my pay stubs to her friends, like trophies. That's how this starts. Not a lie, not a fight, just laughter. Quiet, smug laughter behind a half-closed door. And my name in the middle of it. My name is Josh. I'm 28. I work in logistics. Nothing flashy, just dependable income, a good 401k match, and decent health coverage. I'm the kind of guy who brings his own lunch, holds the elevator door for strangers, and pays rent on time. In short, boring to most people. Safe to some. Invisible to others. But apparently, not invisible to Nicole. We met at a friend's birthday dinner nearly a year ago. She was loud in that magnetic way. Silver nails, 2 mimosas in, wearing confidence like armor. I was quieter, more the listener than the speaker, but she leaned in anyway. Said something like, "You look like you file your taxes early." I respect that. It was a weird compliment, but it worked. She made me laugh. I made her feel grounded. Or at least, that's what she said later. "You're solid," she told me once, curling into my side. "You're like husband energy." She smiled like it was a good thing. I thought it was. 9 months in, she moved into my apartment. I didn't hesitate. I'd never lived with a partner before, but it felt right. We split bills, more or less. I made a little more than her, so I paid a bit more. Groceries, insurance, small trips, things like that. It never felt like a burden. I thought we were building something. Until I heard her say it. It was a Saturday. I'd just gotten back from the store. Eggs, oat milk, boring adult things. Nicole was on a FaceTime call with her friends in the bedroom, not realizing her voice carried into the hallway when the door was cracked open. I wasn't trying to snoop. I paused to take off my shoes, that's all. Then I heard it. My name. Followed by laughter. One of her friends, Melissa, I think, asked, "Wait, can you send it again?" My sister didn't believe the number. Nicole giggled. "Yeah, hold on. I have last month's one too. You guys, I really found a husband. Full benefits, dental and all. He even brings me coffee in bed." Louder laughter. Someone joked, "Girl, you better lock it down." And Nicole said, "Oh, I am. He's got no clue. Straight up wife material." I stood there in the hallway, keys still in my hand. There's this weird feeling when someone you trust suddenly switches masks. Like watching a play where the actor forgets the audience can see them backstage. And the worst part wasn't even what she said, it was how she said it. Like she was proud. Like I was a package she'd ordered and was now showing off in the group chat. I didn't go in. I didn't say a word. I just walked back out the front door with the grocery bag still in my hand and sat in my car for 10 minutes, staring at nothing. I thought maybe I was overreacting. Maybe it was just dumb girl talk. Maybe I was too sensitive. But the next week, I started noticing things. Nicole would compliment my provider energy whenever I picked up the check. She'd joke with her friends in front of me. "Don't you wish you had a Josh?" But it didn't feel like affection. It felt like branding. Then one night, we were at a double date with one of her coworkers. The girl leaned over, wine-drunk and wide-eyed, and said, "You got lucky, Nicole. We all saw those numbers." I froze. Nicole laughed it off and changed the subject. But I saw it. That flicker of panic in her eyes. She knew I knew. That night, while she was in the shower, I checked our shared laptop. My email had been logged into recently. She had the password. Sure enough, I found copies of my pay stubs saved to a random folder titled Info, smiley face. There were 6 of them. Some of them had even been renamed. Josh April Pay, Josh Salary Breakdown, Josh Healthcare Plan. I felt sick. She didn't steal from me. She didn't cheat on me. But somehow, this felt worse. It wasn't just betrayal. It was transactional. Like she was using me as proof to her friends that she'd made it. Not because she loved me, but because I was impressive on paper. She never once asked if she could share those. Not once. I didn't confront her. Not yet. Instead, I quietly opened a separate bank account. Rerouted my direct deposit. I left just enough in our joint account to make it look like nothing changed. I started planning. Watching. Testing. I needed to see if this was a one-off thing or a pattern. Turns out, she wasn't done bragging. She just got sneakier. I'll get into that next. Because a week later, when rent was due, and my half didn't show up in the joint account, Nicole messaged me, "Hey babe, where's rent?" And all I sent back was, "Ask your group chat." Then I blocked her. On everything. When I blocked her, I expected silence. Or maybe a few texts. What I didn't expect was 47 missed calls in less than 24 hours. Nicole went from casual confusion to full-on panic within hours. The rent was due on the 1st. I'd always auto-paid my half from our joint account. But now that I had my own private account, I pulled it. Quietly. I'd already moved my money. I wanted to see what she'd do when the person she bragged about like a resume entry suddenly went offline. And when I texted her, ask your group chat, that was it. That was the detonation. She started by calling. Then came the texts. Josh, seriously, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would you block me? Is this about that stupid paystub thing? It was a joke. God, it got worse. A voicemail came in around 11 p.m. I let it go straight to archive, but I still listened. Of course I did. Her voice was shaky at first, like she'd been crying. Hey, I don't know what game you're playing, but this isn't funny anymore. I'm locked out of our bills. I don't know what to tell the landlord. Can we talk like adults? I know you're mad, but I didn't mean to hurt you, okay? She paused. Then her tone snapped colder. You're seriously acting like a psycho. This is over a joke between girls? Are you really that insecure? Grow up. Click. The next morning, I woke up to a message from Melissa, one of Nicole's friends, one of the laughing voices on that FaceTime call. Josh, come on. You're being dramatic. You know how girls talk. She was just excited. Don't ruin something good over a few screenshots. She ended it with a heart emoji, like that was supposed to fix anything. I didn't answer, but then I got a message that wasn't expected. It was from a girl named Amber, one of Nicole's friends. Yes, but someone I'd only met twice. She had always seemed quieter, a little uneasy, like she didn't belong in their circle. Her message was short. You don't know me well, but I thought you should see this. Attached was a screenshot from Nicole's group chat. She had forwarded the whole thing. And there it was. Nicole's message. He's sweet and all, but I'm locking this down before someone younger and richer comes along. Stability first. I'm not getting stuck waiting tables forever. Another. Give it a year. I'll have a ring and a mortgage. Then if I get bored, we'll talk. And this. He's a great starter husband. I stared at my screen for a long time. I wasn't just a trophy. I was a placeholder. A starter husband. This whole time, I thought we were building something. Saving up. Planning weekend getaways. Talking about dogs, maybe kids. I thought her touching my arm in the morning meant love. I thought when she said she was proud of me, it was genuine. But behind my back, I was step 1 in her life checklist. And the worst part? Her friends weren't even shocked. They laughed in the group chat. Sent gifts. One wrote, secure that bag, babe. No one told her she was wrong. No one told her she was cruel. Except Amber, the quiet one. So now I had proof. I had everything. I didn't text Nicole back. I didn't respond to her voicemails. I didn't answer the door when she showed up the next night, crying, yelling, begging in the hallway of my apartment building. Instead, I poured myself a glass of water, sat at the table, and read every word of that chat log again. And for the first time in weeks, I didn't feel heartbroken. I felt clear. I wasn't going to make a scene. I wasn't going to fight, but I was going to finish this. Next update, Nicole tries to twist the narrative. She sends one last apology, a manipulative one. And I decide it's time her friends knew what she really thinks about them, too. You want to hear what I sent back? After I blocked her, Nicole spiraled. I expected she'd be mad. I didn't expect her to start a campaign. Within 48 hours, my phone lit up like a fire alarm. 47 missed calls, dozens of voicemails, 3 emails. And then, her friends started messaging me too. Some I hadn't even met in person. It was like watching a PR crisis unfold, except she was the CEO of the scandal and the publicist at the same time. The first wave was desperation. Josh, please. Just talk to me. I messed up, okay? I got excited and I bragged. I didn't think you'd take it this way. It was supposed to be flattering. I was proud of you. Don't let one stupid group chat ruin us. Then came the guilt tripping. You're being cold. This isn't like you. You said you wanted forever. You're just running away. Real men don't ghost the woman they live with. And finally, the switch. The classic flip from remorse to rage. You're acting weird. Like seriously, you're going to regret this. I'll tell people what you did. You're not perfect either. Good luck finding someone who'll put up with your boring routine. I didn't respond. Not once. Then came the voicemail I'll never forget. It started normal. If normal means forced sweetness through clenched teeth. Josh, please. I can't believe you're ignoring me over this. It was just a joke. I was happy. That's why I shared. I just wanted people to know I had something good. Then her voice cracked. You think I don't appreciate you? I do. You take care of me. You're stable. That's what I need right now. Pause. A long one. Then she muttered it, barely above a whisper. And yeah, maybe you're not the love of my life, but you're safe. That's what I meant. I stopped the recording right there. Because that was it. I'd been replaying things in my head for days. Every breakfast I made her. Every Target run where I picked up her shampoo without being asked. Every time she climbed into my lap after work and kissed my jaw and whispered, "You're my peace." Now I knew what it meant. I wasn't her peace. I was her pension plan. And she had the nerve to act like I was the one who betrayed her. Then something interesting happened. I got another message from Amber, the quiet one who had sent me the group chat screenshot. She wasn't just sitting back anymore. She sent another text. Hey, just so you know, she's blaming you. She's saying you had some kind of mental breakdown, telling people you're obsessed with control. Attached was a voice memo Nicole had sent to a mutual friend. He's always been like this. He acts nice, but he's calculating. He probably planned this to make me look bad. I bet he was watching my phone. He's paranoid. I laughed. Out loud. Alone in my kitchen. The same woman who called me a starter husband was now painting herself as the victim. And here's the kicker. Half her friends believed her. Because she moved fast. She controlled the narrative. Told them I was emotionally distant. That I made her feel unsafe. She posted a vague Instagram story. Some people only love you for what you can offer. Know your worth. The audacity. But this time, I had something better than screenshots. I had confirmation of a pattern. I remembered a story her ex once told when we met by accident at a bar crawl. He said Nicole was addicted to upgrades. I'd shrugged it off as post-breakup bitterness. Now, I was curious. So I reached out. Just one message. Hey, it's Josh. I know this is random, but you dated Nicole, right? He answered in less than an hour. And what he said next would change everything. It's funny how fast people change their tone when they realize you've already walked away. The morning after Amber sent me Nicole's voice memo, the one where she accused me of being calculating, I got an email. An actual, full email. Not a DM. Not a text. A proper, subject-lined, multi-paragraph letter. Subject, can we talk like adults? I didn't click it right away. First, I read through the messages again from her friends. Amber had stopped responding. She said she was exhausted from the drama. One of Nicole's other friends, Lily, had sent me a long message about how Nicole was just scared of losing someone reliable, and how I should be flattered that she saw me as husband material. Flattered. Like I should feel lucky I was being treated like a human pension plan. I finally opened the email after lunch. It started soft. Faux humble. Josh, I know you probably won't answer. I know you're mad. I know I hurt you. I never expected you to blow it all up like this. Then came the part where she painted herself as the victim. I've been through a lot in past relationships. Guys who cheated, lied, wasted my time. So yeah, when I found someone stable, someone who made me feel secure, I panicked. I wanted to show people I finally had someone good. Maybe I went about it the wrong way, but my heart was in the right place. Then came the kicker. The line that made my chest go cold. Let's talk. But I'm not apologizing for loving you. She genuinely thought she was the one doing the loving. As if what she'd done was some clumsy expression of devotion. As if breaking my trust, turning me into a financial talking point, exploiting my vulnerability, was an act of affection. The worst part wasn't what she wrote. It was what she didn't. Nowhere in that letter did she say, I'm sorry I violated your privacy. I'm sorry I used you to show off. I'm sorry I reduced you to a checklist. She just said I should understand. That I should talk like an adult. That I was being extreme. But I wasn't the one lying to my friends. She was. Remember how I messaged her ex? Let's call him Derek. Derek was surprisingly calm. Said he was over her, had moved on. But when I asked if she'd ever shared his private info with her friends, there was a pause. Then he replied, you mean like my tax returns, or the time she sent my student debt balance to her sister and called me a liability? That told me everything I needed. She'd done this before. He even forwarded me a few old texts he still had. Nicole bragging that she was grooming him into someone better, that he was raw clay, and she'd shape him into the man he should be. Sound familiar? This wasn't insecurity. It was a pattern. Nicole didn't just love stability. She hunted it. She treated relationships like stepping stones. Each guy was a rung on her financial ladder. And once she got high enough, she planned to jump off and rebrand as someone who had always known her worth. She wasn't looking for love. She was shopping for security. So I made a decision. I compiled everything. I took the screenshots Amber sent me from the group chat. I included Nicole's voice message, where she said I wasn't the love of her life, but I was safe. I added Derek's messages and one of her old Facebook posts where she wrote, I'm done dating for love. I want strategy now. And I sent it. Not to Nicole. To her entire group chat. Subject line. Since I'm such a catch, figured you all should see the full picture. Body of the message? Just 2 words. You're welcome. I blocked all of them the same minute. I didn't wait for the fallout. Didn't care what they'd say in return. I'd been talked about enough. Time to be the one who talked back. The next update? Let's just say Nicole doesn't take it well. But not for the reason you think. Because what actually broke her wasn't the message itself. It was the friend who turned against her right after. And what that friend confessed changed everything. I thought the fallout would be loud. Screaming texts. Rage posts. Nicole showing up outside my door with mascara running and one last monologue. But no. When I dropped that bomb in her group chat, the full compilation of her bragging, the receipts, the voice memo, her ex's confession. It didn't explode. It imploded. Quietly. I blocked them all right after, so I didn't get the first-hand blast. But Amber, yeah, the quiet one, kept me updated. And what she told me, Nicole's little empire crumbled. Fast. First, 2 of her friends left the group chat within minutes. One of them, Jen, apparently called Nicole a social climber with a rom-com complex. Amber said the rest stayed mostly silent. Silent. Which to someone like Nicole, worse than shouting. She tried damage control. Claimed I edited the screenshots. Said her ex was bitter and obsessed. Told them I was emotionally manipulative and punished her for loving too loudly. But it didn't stick. Because it wasn't just about me anymore. Amber told me. This opened a lot of eyes. Turns out, you weren't the first guy she played like this. And you might not have even been the last. That's when I learned about Connor. Connor was a guy Nicole had dated before me, but after Derek. She never told me about him. I'd only heard the name once, in passing, when she mentioned some guy who tried to love bomb me. Turns out, Connor had been engaged to someone else, and Nicole had been his side piece, knowingly. But once his engagement crumbled, she tried to make him her next build-up project. She even went as far as mocking his emotional breakdown in that same group chat. Amber remembered it clearly. He cried after telling me about his dad. Like full-on sobbing. I thought I was on a Nicholas Sparks movie set. EW. Nicole's friends had laughed then. But now, with my screenshots and Derek's messages, it wasn't funny anymore. It was a pattern. A woman who collected men like insurance policies, then cashed out when they broke. That would have been enough. But Amber didn't stop there. She sent me one last voice note, this time from her. She sounded hesitant. Nervous. I probably shouldn't be doing this. But honestly, you deserve to know. After you blocked her, Nicole told us she was planning to fake a pregnancy. Said she'd do what it takes to lock you down if you didn't come crawling back soon. I stood in my kitchen, just listening, letting the words hit me. Fake a pregnancy. As a last resort. It wasn't just manipulation. It was malice. Strategic malice. The kind that makes you doubt every smile, every laugh, every whispered, I love you, during late-night drives. I didn't reply to Amber. I just sat down, closed my eyes, thought about the last year of my life. Every good memory now had teeth, even the soft ones. The morning she made pancakes in my shirt, a performance. The night she cried during a rom-com and said, "You're my home," a test. One I passed. Too well. Because when she found someone loyal, stable, and boring, she didn't love him. She framed him and sent the photo to her friends. You'd think she would have gone quiet after that. But Nicole had one more card to play. She showed up. At my work. In the lobby. Dressed sharp. Red lipstick. Like nothing had happened. I was walking past the front desk when I heard her voice say, "Josh." My body froze. She smiled. "Too big. Can we talk?" I didn't say a word. Just kept walking. Straight to security. She made a scene. Started crying in the lobby. Said I was abandoning her. That I destroyed her image and left her to deal with a ruined reputation. Security walked her out. Gently, but firm. That night, I got one last email. I hope humiliating me made you feel like a man. I didn't respond. But if I had, I would have said, I don't feel like a man. I feel free. Nicole didn't reach out again after that. No more emails. No new numbers. No one bumping into me at the gym or the store. It was like she'd finally gotten the message. Or maybe she just ran out of people willing to co-sign her drama. But I knew it wasn't over. Not really. You don't build a relationship on silence and convenience, weaponize someone's loyalty, parade it like a badge, then vanish without consequence. Not when the lies ran that deep. Not when it was a lifestyle. 2 weeks passed. Then Amber messaged me again. Just one line. She's turning on her friends now. Apparently, after my message to the group chat, the fallout had torn them apart. Some stayed loyal. Others stepped back, quietly unfriending Nicole on socials. But Nicole? She doubled down. Told people Amber hacked her phone. Told others that I blackmailed her with old voice recordings. Tried to frame herself as a victim of tech abuse. None of it stuck. The truth had already spread. And people talk. Especially the people who used to laugh with you until the punchline got too real. Nicole didn't just lose me. She lost her image. That perfect life she tried to build, the version of herself that was polished, empowered, upwardly mobile, it cracked. All because people saw behind it. They saw the manipulation, the control, the way she measured relationships like investments. Risk, return, expiration date. Now, when people say her name, they don't smirk or say boss energy. They say things like, "Yeah, she's intense. You never know what's real with her. Did you hear what she did to that logistics guy?" I know this because I still get messages from strangers. People who knew her, barely. Coworkers. Past dates. People she ghosted, or overshared with, or strung along until someone better came along. I never reply. I don't need to. Because the story tells itself now. I don't have to say a word. Nicole became the very thing she feared the most. A cautionary tale. As for me, I kept the separate account, moved to a different apartment, started spending more time with people who don't measure your worth in income brackets or health plans. And yeah, there's someone new. It's early. Simple. She doesn't ask about money. She doesn't compare me to her friends' boyfriends. She just shows up, brings tea, laughs at my dry jokes, asks how my day really was. No angle. No audience. It's weird how jarring genuine can feel after you've been treated like a resume with a pulse. Last I heard, Nicole moved in with a cousin temporarily. She posted a quote on her Instagram story a few days ago. Someone forwarded it to me. Some people only love you when you're useful. Cut them off. You deserve peace. I didn't laugh. I just stared at it for a second and thought, that's rich. From a woman who literally called me wife material like I was a dishwasher on sale. I don't hate her. I don't want revenge. She's not in my story anymore. She's just a screenshot, a reminder of who I was when I let someone treat me like a contract, and who I became when I remembered I'm a whole person, not a bullet point in someone's husband strategy. And that's the story. If you're still here, that means you're one of us. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button. I drop new chaos every single day, and trust me, tomorrow's story, it's even worse than this one.